दिन थे के साथ। एक बार हमारे काशी के महात्मा लोग भी, क्या हुआ, चिन्मय मिशन का संस्कार तो था ही ना, तो ये मैंने ऊपर कुर्ता पहन लिया। तो कुर्ता पहना तो महात्मा लोग बोले अब क्या शादी करोगे क्या? फिर से छोड़ ही दिया कुर्ता वुर्ता पहनना। वही ठीक है, जो भी है, चादर ही होती है, एक नीचे की एक ऊपर की, इतना ही केवल। पहले तो एकदम बिल्कुल एक ही वस्त्र होता था, वही बांध लिए पीछे गांठ। कोल्ड वेल होता है, ऊपर से और कुछ बांध लेते हैं, ब्रह्मगाथी होती है ना हमारी, उससे द चेस्ट रिमेन्स वार्म। देयर इज अ वे ऑफ टाइंग द क्लॉथ, अ नॉट that keeps the body warm. I mean, and in those days, then, you know, when you are really, the body also adapts to it. हो भी तभी भी लगता नहीं, or maybe when you are younger, you don't, there is some resistance. But once when you have crossed 45 and all that, one starts feeling. जो भी करना है, a person should do it before he hits 55-60. Then after, a lot of things will remain only, you know, a lot of things will remain dependent on health. So whatever anushtan, japanushthan, tapa, proper studies that somebody wants to do, this is the time. If anything is postponed to later, then it doesn't happen. Is this okay, working now? As I told you people, we will run through the text and try to gather a complete idea. So most of it will sound as if, you know, I'm just translating what is written over there. Due to little restriction of time, limited time that we have to complete the text, you people will forgive me for, you know, for sweeping over the matter. Om yo brahmanam vidadhati purvam यो वै वेदांश्च प्रज्ञोति तस्मै तं हदेवमात्मबुद्धि प्रकाशं मुमुक्षुर्वै शरणमहं प्रपद्ये। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंशऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय गुरवे शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादीनरेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च पादाभिधां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने। वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधोऽभिधीयते. Okay. So, the state in which one experiences the world through the contact the indriyas establish with their objects. Where the indriyas, the organs of action, organs of perception, where the indriyas are able to establish the contact with the world, this particular state, avastha, is called as Jagrat avastha. Consciousness being the same, but because now the conditioning is the conditioning of अंदर की ओर ढकेलिए उसको, अंदर की ओर. Consciousness is same. Conditioning is that of this particular state, the state of waking experience. These are the states of experience. And this is over here. Now this consciousness is called as Vishwa. The names that we carry, Ram, Sham, Ganga, Yamuna, all these names are what? Just given for the transactional sake. The real name is Vishwa, the one who is identified with the waking experience. So the one who is identified with the waking experience is called as Vishwa. This is the real name. I am waking. Who is this I wake? The waker. Vishwa. Then furthermore, Vishwa iti uchyate. स्वप्नावस्था का What is swapnavastha? What is the state of dream? Really, the dream state is one separate state. Which is different from the Jagrata avastha, from the waking state. But Jagrata avastha also, in one opinion, has the dream state continuing in it. The objects are contacted by the indriyas, and this is Jagrata avastha. When you say he is my friend, she is my friend, he is enemy, she is my enemy, my husband, my wife, my children, but my children, mine, all these things, are these the things contacted by the indriyas? And therefore, they say that the dream continues. the dream continues. This is dream into the Jagrata Avastha. But without going into that all, for now, all that we have to understand is the Swapna Avastha, the dream state, is another state of experience, and over there the self now has a different identity as the Taijasa. There are objects which are experienced. So when there is an experience, that means experience of something. What are those things which are experienced during the dream state? And so now goes the explanation about the dream state. Jagradavasthayam yadrishtam yachrutam tajjanitavasanaya nidra samaye ya prapancha pratiti sa swapnavastha. Various things which are experienced during the waking state. Pleasures, disappointments, objects of the different indriyas, everything. Those things leave an impression behind. Yat drishtam and yat shrutam. Whatever is the samskara, the impression left behind, what is experienced, so there is not only what is experienced just through the senses, but even that what is heard of. Now somebody says, in this Svarga, in the heaven, this is the kind of garden, very beautiful. So this fellow sleeps and he sees heaven, he is in the heaven. Now there are these reports of these people who say that, near death experience, we went to the heaven. Now if you listen to their description of the heaven, it is very, very cultural. Very cultural. The one who has the impressions of a Christian heaven does not see a Buddhist heaven. A Buddhist who has Buddhist culture impressions coming from that culture never sees a Christian heaven. And then these are published as books. There is heaven. Why? Because this fellow was almost dead. Then he saw the God sitting. This fellow, the other one reports, I saw Buddha sitting. Then Buddha told me, go back. So I have come back. This is nothing more than just swapna. This is swapna. Not much credit to it. Because why did you see only that kind of a heaven? Because the impressions were those. That is only seen. So these books or these kind of experiences are not really valid to prove any heaven or hell or anything. You see? Yadrishtam Yachshrutam, only things which are heard but not seen. Now somebody creates an idea in your head. There is some animal of a strange description. Okay? With the legs of a peacock, the torso of a horse, face of a tiger, wings of an eagle. So no, there is no such animal. It can never be seen. Such creature is never seen. But in the swapna, one will be able to see. Because if that whatever is being spoken and what is heard by you, if it creates an impression, of course it is, but a very deep impression, and those impressions then come to play their role in the dream state. So what is experienced is not really objects, just the impressions. I saw myself drinking coffee. So I could smell the coffee, feel the hot cup on my lips. I saw you drinking coffee. I can still remember the taste. So now over there, according to you, the coffee is also there. The indriyas through which you felt the touch, the taste, the smell, the sight, even those indriyas are also there. So over here also, we have the organs and their respective objects. There also you had. What is the difference? The difference is, though there is not only that there are no objects, even the indriyas that you see, which are the equipments to experience, the impression of those indriyas is there. It is not the indriyas. Just the impression. Okay? That's why a person who's born blind will not dream of seeing objects, colors and forms. His dream will be the dream of sounds, touches, smells, but not of colors and forms. Swapnavastha. Okay. Jagradavasthayam yadrishtam yachshrutam tajjanita vasanaya. The vasana, the impression which is created by what is heard. There is heaven. Did you see? Have you seen heaven? No. Then only heard. The description is there. And if you need any description, we will provide you several descriptions of different heavens. Choose. Why only one? We will give you several. Democratic. Choose wherever you need to go. So vasanaya nidra samaye ya prapancha pratitihi. Experience of the world which is had during this sleep. So this sleep that we are talking is not deep sleep, because the world is experienced. Ya prapancha pratitihi. But how is it? The world is experienced through the impressions. Sa swapnavastha. This is called as the dream state. Sukshma sharira swapnavastha bhimani. Over here, since there is no trace of the gross body, it is only through the subtle body. So now the Abhimani, the one who is identified with the subtle body over there, how he is that consciousness with that conditioning of the subtle body is called as Taijasa. Iti uchyate further. Sushuptyavasthakam. Sushuptyavastha. It is all broken over there. Then why Sushuptyavastha? Sushuptyavasthakam. Aham kimapi na janami. Sukhena maya. Nidra anubhuyate. Iti yad. Tat sushuptyavastha. Aham kimapi na janami. There is yet one more experience. I did not know anything. The objects are also not there. The impressions are also not experienced. Even this fellow, the experiencer who claims the experience of objects, that ego is also not there. So, kimapi na janami, there was nothing. I did not know anything. And dense ignorance is there. But one more thing goes, sukhena maya nidranubhuyate. I experienced sukham. I was happily sleeping. It was happiness. No botheration, no worry, no anxiety. There was no nothing. No jealousy. No nothing over there. Nidranubhuyate iti yat tat sushuptyavastha. That is called as the deep sleep state. Okay? So in this deep sleep, we have two aspects. One is of the ignorance and one is of the joy. Okay? Generally, we say that we associate happiness with the objects. Through this object, through this person, through this project, through this activity, that I become happy. If I eat a mango, I will feel happy. If I get money, I will be happy. If I marry this girl, I will be happy. So where have you associated the happiness with? With objects, with people, relations, just not with people. Unless and until that person becomes a relationship, not till then. Only I will be happy, not by seeing her, only if she becomes my wife. Now where have you put that happiness in? In a relationship. In a relationship, when one says, I will be happy when I feel happiness when I eat mango. That mango does not become your wife, child, mother, father, anything. It remains as an object for your gustatory sense. So, over there. And so now, various happiness is seen as the content of those objects, people, relations, projects, activities. I feel happy only when I go to gym. And there can be somebody who says that. Where has he put it? Where does he see? In an activity. In an activity. Correct? So, in the deep sleep state, is there any object, a person, a relationship, an activity? What is there?
Nothing.
Nothing is there. No Vishaya is available. And yet there is happiness. If there was no happiness in the deep sleep, why would anybody even desire to sleep? Don't just say that the body feels tired and in order to regenerate the body and the brain, there is a state called as sleep. In sleep, it all happens. There is no argument about it. Regeneration takes place. There is no argument about it. But please tell us, if a person is not able to sleep due to worry or anxiety or even excitement, does that person not look forward for good sleep? He wants to sleep. Somebody has won the election and he has become the president of a country. Excitement is there. Does that mean now he's so happy? And that's why he says, I don't want to sleep. Out of that excitement, he is not able to sleep. But when he is really not able to sleep, he looks forward to sleep. He twists and turns in the bed. So when he comes to know that I have won the election and tomorrow is my swearing in, tomorrow is my swearing in ceremony, that time, out of excitement, he is not able to sleep, but he keeps on turning, trying to sleep. Hey, why? Why? You are already happy. Why are you looking forward for sleep? You look forward for something which always has a greater degree of happiness. A greater, higher degree of happiness. Let us say, if one makes good amount of money, then he will look for more money, more pleasure, more popularity, whatever, but more. Why? Because he says more means more happiness. Looks for more, greater degree of happiness. You can be the most powerful, the richest person on the earth, and yet you want to sleep. Why? Unless and until there was a greater degree of happiness in the sleep, you would not want to sleep. Correct? Or not want to sleep. And if a person does not gets adequate sleep, the person becomes very irritable, and at times he loses his mind. It is common, is not it? If you ever go to the psychologist, one of the first questions that he will ask, are you sleeping properly? Not just psychologist, any doctor. Are you sleeping properly? Are you getting good amount of sleep or not? Correct? In Kadapa there was one Mahatma. And then when people used to go to him, And that was a village which was very far away, so obviously people had to come traveling through those dusty roads and all that. And then they cannot go back the same evening. So, and then, it was a very primitive kind of a condition. So, he would tell people, go and sleep. That night evening night they had to spend there. So next day morning when they would wake up, they would gather around. And there was one common theme of discussion. What did you see in the dream yesterday? Did you see Durga, Ganesh, Krishna? Who came to you? Because all of them are here. And they come to you, talk to you only in the dream. So then everybody had something to say. And those who did not have a dream, those who had a good sleep, less holy, less spiritual. Didn't see, no Durga, no Ganesh came to me to talk. And there were people with fantastic stories. They can create some sci-fi film with those stories collected. Such stories. In that Brahmanda, I saw yesterday the entire chakra view of universe. Durga showed me the world is a complex design. And different planets are there. Thousands of rishis are chanting, millions of rishis are chanting Gayatri mantra in one swara. I could hear. Super. And so the one who slept well because he was tired, I missed, I think. Because there was a nice film going on, some Durga, Krishna, somebody was showing something. Then somebody comes, yesterday I saw the meeting of various Mahatmas. All of them were sitting and they were discussing what to do with the world, how to save the planet. Does this not sound like the superhero films? Superman, Batman, everybody is talking. There are evil people troubling the innocent. Dr. Octopus, what to do with him? Stories like this. But in the deep sleep state, really speaking, you are one with Ishvara. No cinema is going on. Though you are, and we will prove how there is this oneness with Ishvara. But anyone looks forward for deep sleep, for good sleep. Why? If there was no happiness higher than what he has achieved over here, why would he want to sleep? Why would he want to sleep? Because in the deep sleep no objects are available. Vishaya nahi hai.
But does one actually have a choice not to sleep?
This is something that is naturally endowed. One is endowed with it. This is...
Because the feeling after an REM, which is a pleasant REM, and the feeling after a deep sleep are likely the same.
Not necessary. A deep sleep is where there is no identity.
And the feeling, the joy after.
If that REM you have experienced some nice things,
Yeah.
you wake up saying, oh, it was nice, But the freshness which comes after a sleep in which there is baby-like sleep is like a rebirth. No identity was there. So now in this deep sleep, there is experience. Kimapi na janami. I do not know anything. I do not know anything over there. And there was happiness. And this happiness is not from any object, any person, any idea, any identity. I have become a president. Even such identity is not there. And yet there is happiness. And for this, one is ready to give up everything and go to deep sleep. Let me forget, and now let me sleep. So he who has even swearing in ceremony tomorrow morning, he twists and turns and, on the pillow, left side and right side. Why? Struggling to sleep. You are not going to be a president there. Why do you want to go there? There is happiness. And so now we are going to tell you that there is nirvishaya sukham. How there is sukham, and the sukham is intense. But there is no object. Then from where is this sukham coming? Where is this sukham? Because other than you, there is nothing else there. Other than you, there is nothing else. Not even the ego, the identity is there. And therefore now we say, this sukham is the nature of the self. If the sukham is the nature of the self, when we come to the Jagrat, why do we go searching for happiness in objects and things? Because it is already evident in the experience of deep sleep. Don't forget, there is sukham, and along with sukham there is ignorance. Along with sukham there is ignorance. Okay? The identity that I am a jiva is also not there, and therefore one is at that moment, whether one is a holy or a holy person or a sinner, everyone is one with Ishvara. One with Ishvara at that time. And so, how is this? Kimapi na janami sukhena maya nidranubhuyate iti yat tat sushuptyavastha. Where there both these things are there, sukham is also there and ignorance is also there. What is the difference between sushupti and samadhi?
One is aware of it. No ignorance.
Yes. Is there ignorance in the samadhi? Okay. So once when a person comes out from samadhi, does he become a brahmajnani? Is he Brahmajnani? He knows Atma, Aham, is the witness. And he says there is witness. Just as I am the witness, you are also the witness. And therefore, he still does not recognize Atma is Brahman. He still does not recognize. Not knowing Atma is Brahman is ignorance, and the ignorance is still there. At the most, what is through that samadhi, what does he find? That this Atma is asanga, unattached to the Prakriti and the Prakriti karyam, the effects of Prakriti. Discovers, I am the effulgent being, Swayam Siddhavastu. He sees Swayam Prakasha. The meaning of I for him is that which is self-evident, without any name, without any forms, without any attribute. Because all the attributes belong to the body-mind complex. And I am the illuminator of this body-mind complex. As much as I am the illuminator of the body-mind complex, I also illumine the absence of body-mind complex. What is there in the deep sleep? Any body-mind and the objects are there? No. So absence is there. As much as I illumine the presence, the absence is also illuminated by me. That goes to prove that my existence is independent from the body-mind complex. He who has discovered his independence, that this is what is my nature, the illuminator, the witness of all this, for him, I am superior, I am inferior, all these complexes will lose meaning. I have a complex, I feel that I was ignored by my parents in the childhood, and that's why I am attention seeking, looking for mother's love and father's approval all my life. All these things which are controlling are naturally gone, resolved. Even that psychology gets purified. Yet he does not know Atma is Brahma. So, ignorance is there, but the ignorance is not like the ignorance of deep sleep. Then what happens, sir? What is that? Over there, in the Samadhi Avastha, the Sattva Guna is at rise. The Sattva Guna is very powerful at that moment. And because the Sattva Guna is at rise, the Tamo Guna, which is the ignorance part, is subdued. It is subdued. And that's why the ignorance cannot play its magic tricks. It is subdued. But what is it that destroys the ignorance altogether? It is that, and that is the reason why we say knowledge. But samadhi is also a sadhanam which will give strength to the knowledge. which will give strength to the knowledge. It will give strength. But actually what destroys the ignorance is knowledge alone.
So he's able to see that he is a Sangha, the ego nature. He's not able to connect.
He does not still know that this is Brahma, this I, the self is Brahman. That is still not known. And therefore, no matter how great a yogi is, because there is no knowledge, but he is great, but he is not totally liberated. This is Shruti Siddhanta. According to the Patanjali Yoga Sutra, the avidya goes away through samadhi. If according to the Yoga Sutra, and I will tell you what is right or where is the mistake, where is the glitch. Okay? Ready? Take it. There is one glitch. विमल सुनोगे? सुनो हाँ. So what happens is this. By the Yoga Shastra, according to the Yoga Shastra, it is by the power of Samadhi, through the Samadhi, that avidya, which is the Moola Klesha, which is the very first Klesha, from where the rest of the Kleshas, afflictions, are born. Okay? This is the mother. Huh? Seed. Avidya bhumi hi itaresham. What is it? Prasava bhumi. Kya hai? Sutra. Okay, does not matter. We are all very good. Our memories are extremely sharp. So, what happens? I mean, including me. Then what happens? He says, who he? Sage Patanjali says that through the intense samadhi, the avidya is eradicated. We say it is through knowledge that the ignorance goes away. And we substantiate it with example. Okay? We substantiate it with example. And I have told you, what does the example do? Correct. बोलो क्या बोले? That is the definition. What does the example do? How does it function? How does it help?
And drawing conclusions from
Exactly. It will create inferential knowledge. Okay. The example is, if you do not know what is a clay pot. Somebody is there who does not know English and also does not know what is a clay pot. So now you say, bring me a clay pot. Would that person be able to bring a clay pot? No. So that says that this person has the ignorance of the clay pot. Okay, there is ignorance of the clay pot. Everybody agrees? No, he is told, have samadhi. He is there seated in samadhi. Good 6 hours. And samadhi, not like ours, okay? Which is sound samadhi. We have sound samadhi. The sound samadhi is of 2 kinds, where the prana makes the sound. Pranapana makes the sound. And sometimes if it is not the prana apana, only the digestive one is making sounds inside. Bread pakoda. So he is in good samadhi. He wakes up from that samadhi, vyuthita, bhumika. Will he have knowledge this is pot? Why? Samadhi was there, then that samadhi should have destroyed the ignorance.
But this is ignorance of a physical object.
Does not matter.
Ignorance of the...
It is ignorance by the nature, whether you don't know the self or you don't know the pot. It is not knowing in both the cases. Your claim is that ignorance goes away through samadhi, and therefore the meaning of ignorance in the Patanjali Yoga is different. Not knowing Atma is Brahma is not what they say. How is avidya defined?
Anitya Shuchi Dukkhanaatmasu Nitya Shuchi Sukhanatmakhyatira Vidya.
The avidya which will be removed by samadhi is not this avidya. It is not this avidya. Not knowing Atma is Brahman is not the avidya that they say. That's why we are not going to dispose away the yoga and practice of yoga. It is required. We are going to prove. It is required in the sadhan pranali, in the system. The avidya which is defined by the Yoga Sutra is anitya, ashuchi, dukkha, anatmasu. What is this Su? Susan? Dr. Boya's wife, Subhashini Boya Reddy, in USA, in that hospital staff, because Subhashini is too big, and so Indian name difficult to remember and pronounce. Su. So who? Anatma Su. Anatma is Dr. Bodha. Su. That Su is plural, Saptami, locative case. In. Okay? In. In what? Anitya. That what is? Time bound. Anitya. Ashuchi. Impure. Ashuchi means impure. Dukkha, which is by nature heyam, painful, suffering, and anatma, that what is not the self. That what is not the self. In this, what is there in this? Nitya, Shuchi, Sukha, Atma Khyatihi. Khyatihi Buddhihi. The understanding of self, of that what is Nitya. This is Nitya. If the object was Nitya, calling it Nitya is knowledge. But if it is Anitya and you understand it as Anitya, okay? So now where is the understanding of Nitya? In Anitya. When the object is impure, and in that very object you have the understanding it is pure. So where is that? In. So the body, mind complex, etc., all these things, how is it? Anitya, Ashuchi, Dukkha, and Anatma. Isn't it? This is all Anatma, this complex. In this very thing there is Nitya, Shuchi, Sukha, and Atma Buddhi. This is the form of avidya in the yoga. Iti avidya. Now, look at this. So, what they are calling as avidya is the confusion, misunderstanding. Okay? What is called as avidya is misunderstanding. Misunderstanding is also avidya only, because you still do not know the object. It is misunderstanding is avidya. Okay, that is not denied. But our question is, why did even this misunderstanding take place? Why did you understand the rope as snake? Obviously, understanding the rope as snake is misunderstanding. Understanding the rope as snake is misunderstanding. Why? Why? Why did you misunderstand?
Prayoga Shastra, Swamiji, because it's a Prayoga Shastra. Prayoga Shastra.
Prayoga Shastra. What is Prayoga Shastra?
The texts which supports the practices.
No, we're not.
Because avidya is going to be anirvachaniya.
Prakarana Shastra, Prakarana Grantha. What are you? Prayog Shastra means what?
Prayoga Grantha and
Prakriya Grantha.
जी प्रयोग दर्शन ग्रंथ and प्रयोग शास्त्र से
हम नहीं जानते ये भेद. I really don't know. Not come across this. लेकिन what is the context of that? All right.
Because vasanas will.
Listen. Vasana is also anatma only, na? If there is any form of atma buddhi in anatma padartha, it is avidya. Okay? In Vedanta, we will call it avidya. But there is something more. Why did even this misunderstanding take place? Why did you understand the rope as snake? Understanding rope as rope is knowledge. That is understanding. But understanding the rope as snake is misunderstanding. The misunderstanding has taken place because you did not know it is rope. Not lack. It is like lack, but it is not lack. We will come to it. That's why in Vedanta Sara, if we, whatever, you will go to it. We don't call avidya as absence, abhavatmak. It cannot be called. So now, pay attention to this. Then we will conclude this whole topic. Over there is ignorance of the rope. The ignorance has caused a misunderstanding. Now in Yoga Shastra, misunderstanding is called as avidya, ignorance. And therefore that which, if this is the avidya, if you are going to call this as avidya, then we will have to devise another term for that which has caused this avidya. Okay? And we will have to say that is the mula avidya, the root, the causal avidya. We cannot have it because avidya, really speaking, is not something that is caused. Ignorance is not caused, created by anything. As a working word, we can call this as avidya because it is not knowledge. Because it is not knowledge, misunderstanding also will be avidya, but really it is only the effect of avidya. Now through samadhi, when Bhagavan Patanjali says that avidya goes away, which means the misunderstanding goes away, but the very cause of that misunderstanding still remains. And that is eradicated by Tattvamasi. Furthermore, in Jivan Mukti Avastha, Jnanottara Avastha, that's why Vidyaranya Swami says there is a need of practice of samadhi. Just keep this in mind. There is a need for practice of samadhi. Knowledge will destroy the ignorance. Which knowledge destroys the ignorance? The same, Atma Brahma knowledge only. But how should that vritti be? Free from samshaya viparyaya. Samshaya viparyaya rahitam jnanam, that will destroy, it will take away the ignorance. Now, through samadhi, the misunderstanding which has taken place has gone away. But the Mula Avidya remains. And therefore, that the very bija, that real Avidya still sits. She does not cause any problem. She by herself does not cause any problem. She sends her army to cause the problem. She is very intelligent. She is innocent. Oh, these boys, they only are troubling, not me. Her army. Okay? The viparyaya has gone away. But in samadhi, the viparyaya is not there. Therefore, there is immense peace. This avidya is there even during the deep sleep. Okay? Do you have any trouble with the avidya? No. In fact, you are very peaceful. Very peaceful. In this samadhi avastha, this avidya remains. But in our ordinary deep sleep, avidya is also there, and along with the avidya are the bijas of vyuttana are also there. Okay? The seeds are also there. And they are potent. That's why when you wake up, as long as you are in deep sleep, no anxiety, no worry, no jealousy, no infatuation, no nonsense, no nothing. Gone. But when you wake up, boom, comes like Bhayankar. Okay? In case of the yogi, now that yogi we mean a yogi whose samadhi is mature. And as much as the samadhi is mature, the army of the avidya loses the strength to create nuisance. Therefore the kleshas wither away. But the real mother is still sitting. She is still sitting at the back of it. And you have no problem with that mother. You had problem with the kleshas. Over here, we see the mother as the problem. Avidya along with the karyam has to go. Avidya along with the karyam has to go. Karyam means the effects. What happened? Do you need some word? Karyam means effects. Effect. Karanam is cause. Karyam is effect. Cause and effect.
Swamiji, how come some yogis leave samadhi and they become enlightened then and get knowledge through that?
Don't make wrong associations.
Okay.
We'll have, so if there is a yogi, he's seen somebody like Ramana Maharshi.
Yes.
He sits. And then He knows Atma is Brahman. But knowledge does not take place without pramana. This makes us infer that in the past life he already has received the instruction from the teacher. So we are forced now by the strength of inference to say that previously it was all done, now only the Viparyaya Shanti had to be done, for which the Prarabdha brought that body, and here we see some Ramana. Therefore, not meditation. Knowledge only did the work. Samadhi defeats the army of the kleshas, and therefore the yogi becomes immensely peaceful for himself as well as for the world. They also experience that dense peace with him, desireless totally. And so we say, technically you will remember, is this. Through the knowledge, Brahmakara vritti, which is free from samshaya viparyaya, the avidya goes away. And therefore, for such a person, there is going to be videha mukti. Okay? He will never be caught into the world again. But if that body has a prarabdha to live for another 30 years, there is videha mukti. Now, in order for the jivan mukti to be fructified, he will have to take to samadhi abhyas. This is what is said by Vidyaranya Swami. So he is mukta, but that mukti is videha mukti. Now for that jivan mukti to be fructified in full glory, when the world is mithya, what is the point in getting involved with it? Go. Is it? So Brahmana. Now he gives. All right. So there is a lot of meaning to the samadhi abhyasa. We cannot just say that, oh, samadhi is what samadhi. There is meaning to samadhi. Do not ever, let us not underestimate its greatness. It is a sadhanam. Even Bhagavan Shankaracharya or anyone, any of these teachers, nobody says that don't have samadhi. Of course, there is, for jivan mukti we require. Now, so we now know that when Sage Patanjali says, avidya goes away, he is not wrong. Because the meaning of his avidya is different. The meaning of his avidya is misunderstanding. Vikshepa created by that avaranam. This vikshepa is different from the vikshepa shakti. Remember this. Words are same, and that's why don't get confused. Okay? This vikshepa is from the avarana. This vikshepa is from the avarana shakti. The vikshepa shakti which is there is not the product of the avarana shakti. That is just That is just the vikshepa of the ajnanam. Okay? And that is there with Ishvara as Maya. That's why you have read it in Laghu Vasudeva Mananam that this Avarana Shakti does not affect only two. You remember? Only two places are spared by the Avarana Shakti. Remember? Which two? Correct. Ishvara and Ajnani. Vikshepa Shakti is there. Only Avarana Shakti is not there. So the Vikshepa which we are talking about is the Vikshepa in form of kleshas. This is what he calls as avidya, and that goes away. So Bhagavan Patanjali is not wrong that samadhi takes away avidya. But that avidya, what he means, which can be eradicated, is this. And he defines it. It is not that we are putting words in his mouth. What does he say is avidya? We just said that. Say the sutra. Nitya shuchi dukkha anatmasu. Nitya shuchi sukha atma khyati hi avidya. What is the number?
2.47.
Okay, Eric? 2.4, if that should be 2.4. Now, Eric, do you understand why access to the original text is important?
Yes.
So, here we have to go. In deep sleep, therefore, in the state of deep sleep, there is avidya. Okay? In the samadhi also, there is avidya. But the avidya in the samadhi is avidya which is defeated, but not annihilated. Not totally doused. Yeah? And therefore in samadhi also it remains. Only in case of ajnani it goes away. Okay? So knowledge and samadhi both are required for jivan mukti. For moksha, knowledge alone, because that is going to be, he is not going to be trapped in the world again. His moksha is siddha, jnana samakala. At that very moment of knowledge, the liberation is had. But for the liberation to be expressed whilst living, for the expression, let there be samadhi. Okay? Are you getting the hang of it, or is it just... So now we have Sushupti Avastha. In the Sushupti, there is no object and there is Sukham. And when there is no object and yet Sukham, which means Sukham belongs to Atma. Comes Jagrat Avastha, Swapna Avastha. Where do you see the Sukham belongs to? Where does the Sukham belong to? Atma, or it belongs to all the objects, things, people, activities? And the drama begins. Chase this person, chase that object, chase this activity, chase that place, that job, this relationship, that relationship. Go on doing. Sushupti Avastha. With the conditioning of this Sushupti, the Atma is called as Prajna. Okay? So what is your name? Prajna. So Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna. With reference to Jagrat, Swapna and Sushupti, Brahma itself is called as Vishwa, Taijasa and Prajna. The Brahman is called as all this. Okay? Atma Kaha. Oh, now we have to see even more. We will see as much as we can from next class on. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnaat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamataya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shankaram Shankaracharyam Keshavam Badarayanam Sutra Bhashyakrita Vande Bhagavanta Punah Punah Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavad Vyat Dehaya Dakshina Murtaye Namaha. Please take this away. हिंदी में सुनो थोड़ा। चित्त के शांति के लिए